space 13, 13 plus 3, 16. Number of words I want to go for it. How do I get the number of letters? LN of S in that particular line, 9. LN of S in that line, that's all. I will go for what? Number of NC is equal to what? 0. Everything I want to go for it. NC is equal to NC plus LN of what I am writing, line. Number of cars. Print of what? Number of cars. Number of cars is equal to what? NC. NC. Of course. Dot format of what, NC. Dot format of NC. So try to run it. STUD data. STUD data. How many are coming? 16. Are you following me? So backslash n also counted or not? Backslash n also counted. If you want to feel that, just one simple thing like that. Python and an like that, if you take it. Python 6 letters and an is 6 letters. Try to run it. Try to run it. So here I'm going to write it. STUD.data. Here what is happening? 6 plus 2 is called 8. 1 backslash n is called 9. So lines 2, words 2, characters are how many? 9. Like that, you can pass any big data. This program I'm going to take up. So this program itself, counting program will count its own information. I'm going to enter like that. Am I getting number of lines are called how many? 21 lines. And the words 50, 660, something like this it is coming. I think you're following. You go for anything. HYD.info, this I want to measure it. HYD.info, I want to measure it. How do you do that? Go to the place. Here I write it. HYD.info. HYD.info, we got it. Completely getting. Now I want to go for what? STUD1.data. No data present over there. So no data present over there. Number of lines and number of words. That is nothing but which file? Empty file. Empty file it is. So this is called one example of what? File name, and enter what file name and whose information is coming. These are the very, very important things in the files. And these are the asked in the, even in written test when files concept coming into picture. Understood this? Online students? I hope it is more clear. Now I want to go for one more concept here. There is one more thing called index you go. These examples we did up to here. Now I'm entering into what next? Random access files concept I'm going to introduce. What is this now? Random access file. Now I'm going to discuss. So it's very simple. Here I'm going to write it. Even I did not write any notes for that. You just remember it. Random access files. What do you mean by random access file? Can anybody can answer it? Accessing the data of the file in any location. Accessing the data of the any file in any location. For example, HYD.info. This is my data. I want to access this one. Father of Python I want access. I want access various. The word various I want access. I want access the word called NumPy. I want access the word called Matplotlib. I want access the word called Python. I want access the word called Lang. Whichever word I would like to access, that I want to access without going for sequence reading. That is known as which file? Random access file. Are you able to follow? Right. A book is containing 1 to 100 pages. You can go to any page, 25 page, 75 page, 190 page, any page which is containing the number of 1000 books pages are there. Any one of the page I can open it, correct or not? So how do you go for this random access file? With an example, I will tell you. So students, follow me carefully. Random access file. So this program is demonstrating random access file. So here, random access file, not py. Random access file, not py. Program for demonstrating accessing the data from file randomly. So there we are using two file students. Number one is called tell function. Number two function is called, second function is called seek function. Seek. Two functions are available. One is called a tell function. One more is called seek function. Random access file. Now I'm going to take up. What this random access file is going to take up? See students, any file if I take it, example, this part, hyd.info. If I take this kind of information from the file, the moment when I open my file in read mode, automatically do you know what is happening? That will be opened in read mode. Shall post it over here. That data is by default keeping into where in the file like this. And internally, each letter in the file is identified by what? Index. It is pointed by what here? FP. Where is the FP is pointing? That is the biggest question mark for you from the last 2 days onwards. The FP is pointing to what? 0th part of your record or data. So the G is indicated by 0th index and U is indicated with a 1. Like that, GUID, every character, every space, every value of the file is indicated with what? Index. That index you need to locate, generally which is a complicated to the programmer. So locating the data of any file based on index is complicated. That's why files are little complicated in any language. Why? Suppose I want to access this line called what? Third party to access. So third party, if you want to access only, you need to know the index of T or not. So is it that much easy to find the index as quickly as possible? It's very difficult. So finding the index of the file is definitely difficult. For that, what we will do? We go for what? Database concepts are available. So database never worry about the indexes like files. Are you following? So first I will show you how to open this file and I will start reading it. So there I'm opening the file name. Open the file name now. So this file name is opened here. So I'm going to take up the file name. So open, with open, the file name is called what here? I'm choosing one file name, hyd.info, and I'm taking here called RT or RT. It's a default one only. Now I'm going to take up. Which data is going to come? Where is my FP is pointing? There is the question mark. So far I'm saying what? This is RT, hyd dot what? Info, which is pointing to your data. Where is my FP is pointing? FP is pointing to the 0th index of your file. FP is always pointing to the beginning of the file to the 0th index when I open into where? RP. So tell me now, how do you know that it is pointing to 0th index, sir? There is one thing I'm writing initial index of, or now I will say initially, FP points to, FP, I'm printing file pointer, points to, now I'm writing dot format of, or just like this, I'm writing FP dot, there's a function name called what? L function, seek function, both of them are present into file pointer only. Now try to run this code once, and it is going to print what? 0. 0th index it is pointing. 0th index who is having the letter G. Like that GUIDO, Van Rossum. If you want to read any one of the data, first you must locate what? Indices. Now it is okay. 0 is printed. Very nice. 0 is printed. From that I want to read only Guido. I want to read. Guido. GUIDO I want to read. 0th character, first character, second character, third character, fourth character. 0 to 4 means how many? 5. I want to read only 5 characters. For that, there is a function name called fp.read of 5. fp.read of 5. From 0th place, I am asking to fp, read how many? 5. What is that is printing now? File data I will print. Are you following me? File data I am printing. What it will read? From 0 to what? 5. 0 to 5 means how many? 0 to 4. Guido is going to print. So Guido is just printed. When Guido is read, where is my file pointer pointing now? That is the question mark. Where is it is pointing now? Now, I will write it. Now, FP points to, go to that now, file, Guido. So, Guido, this is called 0. This is called 1, 2, 3, 4. 0 to 4, that 5 characters read. Now the space is there. Now the space is there or not? That space I want to get it. That space I want to get it. That space value I want to get it here. Space. That space is pointed by what? FP. So FP is pointing to what? Space. Now I'm going to enter into the space. Now FP points to this place. What is the space value? Y. It is pointing to the space. So here, if you look at pointing to the space. So once you read, the FP will go to that location only. Now I want to read what? Again, you see the file. I want to read space value. Van I want to read van. Only van. Plus that space also want to read. Space is called 5. Van, VAN. Again space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to read again 5. So I will go to where now? Go to my program. Again I will read my file data. Where it is pointing? Next? Come on. Already there is a concept. What is this now? Before there is a space. After that anyhow some space is available. I read 5 characters. FP points to that. From there I read 5 characters. So where is my FP is pointing? That is the point here. Now FP points to. Now I will write now FP points to. Here I am writing. Where is the FP points to? Come on. 10. Are you following me? What is there in 10? Come on, row sum. Row sum is going to be available at the 10. Row sum. So row sum is containing how many letters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From there I will read how many? 6 I will read it. 6 letters I will read it. From which location? 10th. If it is that, what is happening? It points to where? Come on. 16. So now I will write it as it is here. This points I will write it. So it is going to print 6 I will write it. See that now? It is going to print what? Row sum. So now I will go to what? Now FP points to. Where is my FP is pointing to? So it is going to be pointing like this. So you are going to get, students, this type of thing is known as what? Whichever data you want, carefully you can count it and you can go for it. You can go on counting it and you can access whatever you like it. I hope you are following me. So where row sum is completed. The rest of the data you want to read it. How do you read the rest of the data now? File data. What is that now? FP.read you are saying. Read is called what? No number of characters I'm saying. It is reading the complete data. Now you print what? File data I'm going to print it. Rest of the data will be printed, students. Be careful. There I'm writing. Now FP points to. Where? It shows the last location it is going to show. I think you are understanding. Rest of the data printed. Where is my last data? 171. Now only we come to know that it is a 171. Are you following me? Now I want to point to my FP. Where is my FP is pointing to? 171. 171 is the last position or not? From last position, I want to point to what? Row sum I want to point. Row sum. To row sum exactly I want to point. What is the index of our row sum? Come on. 10. If you are sure about it, it is going to be 10. 10 it is pointing. To reset, to reset, to reset, to reset the file pointer object. To reset the file pointer object, we use function name called seekOf. Tell function will give you the index pointed by file pointer. Now I will use fp dot seek of 10. 10, 10, 10. What is the 10? What is the 10 index? Index, which is pointed by what? fp. Now read. How many letters I want to read? This letters I want to read. It is pointing to that. Read the 6 letters, sir. See that now? What is happening? Row sum printed or not? That means it is pointing from row 171 to reset or not? You want to print the reset location also? I will print it. Now fp points to. Now fp points to. After resetting, I am printing. After resetting, I am printing. After resetting, where it is pointing? Now row sum is printed. You can reset wherever you like it. You want to reset once again to initial position? You can. You can. Make it as what? 0. Reset the pointer object. We will use it. Now read the complete data once again. Now if you follow me, read the complete data again here. So we got it. So here we reset complete data, you read it. So here I am writing, what is the complete resetting to what? 0. What is the last it is pointing to? That also I want to print it. You want to print once again? You can. Last one you can write it. L. So it is going to print the last is called what 171. 0 to what? 171. This is my complete data. Are you getting? So finding index of a particular word is very complicated. Similarly, when you go to the real time, files are complicated to process. Why? Because suppose if my records are 100, name of the record is row sum and is an SE and whose salary is called 4.5. 4.5. Now I'm going to write it 200. Next is called Travis. He is called an author or a project manager. This is called what 67.89. It is called 300 here. It is called Richie. I'm writing here Richie. Now he is an author. He is an author. I'm going to say something like 7.8. Like this, when I'm having the records, I want to access this to Travis. I have to count what? Each and every letter of it, I have to count it. Are you following me? So that is complicated in processing. But when I go to the databases, which is very easy to process. So you remember that. What is the first drawback of files? When my file is containing 1 lakh record or thousands of record, locating the 998 record name I want, which is definitely complicated. For that, we are having to go for what? Database softwares are available. I think you are following me. So coming to the point of it. So Laksha. So definitely files, when I'm going to take it positive indexing, definitely what will be there? Negative indexing will be there, but read function will not read negative characters. Indexing will be there for str data. But read function need to take what? Read function will take what value? Positive value you need to mention. Because read off is not an index concept. Read off will take only positive value. Positive value is called what? Number of characters. It is not an index. Okay, Laksha. So I hope you are understanding this. Is it clear? So tell function will tell what? Gives present index of what? File pointer. Gives present index of file pointer where it points. And what the seek function will do? Makes the file pointer to reset. Makes the file pointer to reset at specified index of existing file. So I hope you are understanding, right? Suppose it reaches to the end now, 171 is printing here, right? 171 printed or not? In our case, it is called 171. Do you have any data after 171? No. Suppose if you try to print file data after that, nothing is going to come. File data. You try to print after that, nothing is there. So I'm going to write it. Here I'm going to write it. You try to print it, nothing is going to print. File data, nothing. Nothing is available, students. If you want to find out, LEN off, file data. You try to see, it is going to take up. Nothing is going to be available, 0. When it is 0, I can write a beautiful condition also here. What is the condition? If, what is the condition? If LEN of data is equal to what? 0. What I can say? File pointer reaches to end of the file. Okay, this is the one. Simply you try to see. End of the file pointer reaches to end of the file. Nothing is available over there. Are you following me? This is something like how we are going to take up. Suppose if you reset, what is that? fp dot seek of what? some one letter 171 now, it is 165. I will write it 165. 165 I am writing. That time I will print what data, file data. What the file data printed, you just see 165. ln of it, make it seek at this place. File data, that time it is definitely not a equal to 0. That data what it is reading, it is going to print. So here you see what is the data, ib means this one, ib. Are you following? ib space etc. Now it is printing because it is not reaches to, now it is reaches to end of the file. I hope that completely I wrote this entire information. So that time it is printed like this, students. Try to see that file pointer reaches to the end of the file. So we'll keep this sentence also for you people to understand. Clear? Online students, is it clear, students? Is it understandable? When you can go for negative indexing here, you can go for negative indexing. In which case, when you go for getting in the form of string type. So we can apply indexing slicing concept. In which case you can go for it. Look at, I'll go to this. Now I'm going to write it. Index slice op on files dot py. Indexing and slicing on this place. Here I can say the same concept you try to take up. You take the same concept you take, or otherwise you take only one thing first. This point you take it. This point you take it. Here I'm writing. There I'm writing data is equal to fp dot what again? Read. So the total data is printed there. Data. Just try to look at. Complete data printed. And the complete data is of which type? str type. str type. You can say str of what? Data. Yes. You try to run this. What is this now? Complete data. What is this now? Data printed. Which type it is? str. Type I will write it. Type I will write it. str it is printed. str type. There I can write it. What is the last index? I can easily go for it. What is the last index? How to get it? Of -1 I wrote it. -1. Print off. I just write like this. What is the value printed? What is the value printed? Etc. Etc. What is the etc. last? CC. That is called. ETC I want to print ETC. -1, -2, -3. How do you print this now? Go to this place. Here I will write it. Next line I will write it. Print of what? Data of what? -3 colon. -3 colon. What is this -3 colon? Etc. Next I want to go for what? Print of what? Data. Data of what? 0:5. 0:5. 0:5 is what? Guido. Van Rossum. What is the Van Rossum? Here if we go, where is it? HYD info. This is called 5. This is that? Oh, space is called what? 6. 6. What is that now? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I want 16. From where onwards? 7 onwards. To print which data? Van Rossum. Print of what here? Data of what? 6:17. If it is the case.